So almost all of the examples we're going to talk about here involve frictionless spending. And the first we're going to look at social media spending. TikTok made me buy it. I have bought something off of the internet. The social media has made me do it. And so this is a short video called FinCap Friday by NGPF. And we're going to watch this now.
Thousands of everyday normal people are now influencers on TikTok. Some might even consider them to be celebrities. And the app has had the same impact on the music industry too. Many of the songs that we see at the top of Billboard charts and we hear over and over again are only hits because they went viral on TikTok first. Up next in the TikTok viral frenzy, stuff. Mysterious cleaning putty, Pop-It fidget toys, meal prep organizers, feta cheese. People spend so much money buying these things to the point where the companies run out of their products. These are all examples of a phenomenon called TikTok made me buy it, which is when users watch convincing product review videos or see their favorite influencers posting about this stuff. And then they get constant nudges trying to convince them to buy. The hashtag has over 8 billion views. In 2021, $2.3 billion of consumer spending happened in the TikTok app. That's an increase of 77% year-over-year growth compared to 2020 when spending was $1.3 billion. The average person in the US opens the TikTok app 8 times in a day. So if you're sleeping for 8 hours, then that means you're on TikTok every hour or two during the day. It's no wonder why so many people spend so many dollars in the app. According to a 2021 Adweek survey, 49% of TikTok users confessed to purchasing a product after seeing it advertised in the app. So that means if you use TikTok and your best friend uses TikTok, then one or both of you likely bought something on the app. TikTok has definitely disrupted social media marketing, but the question is, will future generations continue to blame apps when they make decisions about spending in real life based on what they see on digital platforms?
All right. So that is an example of a FinCap Friday. This is a resource from NGPF. They market it for 612, but I think this is a really accessible lesson for middle school as well because TikTok is so prevalent. This is the one social media I don't have. But like I said, I have been influenced into buying something from Instagram, which is my main platform. I bought Fry Away, which is this like flaky substance that you put in cooking oil after you've used it to fry, and it solidifies it into like a biodegradable solid that you can just throw away. It's amazing. But I think a lot of our students would have stories like that, especially, middle school, but also as they get into older ages when they have more, spending money. So within the FinCap Fridays, they come in a Google Slide form. You get the video, you get a discussion prompt. There's always a Kahoot that goes along with it. And then they give you resources like articles or additional videos if you want to extend learning. So this is another great way to start fitting in financial education, consumer skills, where it works for you. It doesn't have to be Friday, it can be whenever you want. This is another one of the NGPF lessons. It's called Analyze the Influence of Social Media. And it's really exactly what we just talked about, except they cover not just TikTok, but of course, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So they are going to go through different terms of the trade, and we'll look at those in just a second. And then you can see a snapshot of the worksheet there, the student worksheet. There's actually a place for them to take a screenshot if they want to scroll through their own feeds and see where some of these influencing strategies are being used on them and start to identify them. So within all of the NGPF lessons are within Google Classroom, or I'm sorry, Google Classroom, are all Google Docs or Google Slides, meaning they do connect well if you use the Google platform at your district. And this particular activity also has a Spanish version. Any of their Spanish materials on NGPF are equitably translated. We have a real focus on that within our Spanish materials. We are not going to recommend anything in Spanish that is not good quality Spanish, and their materials are great translations. Some of those terms of the trade that the students will look at, there's 20 of them, that's a lot. So I pulled some of my favorite ones here. Maybe you just want to focus on these 8. Maybe you don't even want to look at the article. You just want to throw the slide up there. But I think if you're looking at just these 8, I think students would be able to find examples of these within their own social media. I mean, I think you would be able to find examples of these in your social media really easily. The freemium, giving away a base level product for free, but then offering paid upgrades and enhancements once the buyer is hooked. That is pretty much every game ever. And then also the bundling, the practice of offering multiple, they're usually related goods and service at a lower price than if each item were purchased separately. So these are just some of the examples. I think the nostalgia has become really popular recently. Like, we want something that makes us feel like we're from a simpler time in the past, even if we didn't really live at that time in the past. But I think this is a great introduction. It kind of expands on that elementary introduction into advertising and persuasive writing and persuasive thinking, a little bit more higher level and definitely relevant to things our students will be seeing. This is a student activity packet. This is a summary of a student activity packet from NGPF. So if you did want to go through that consumer skills unit, they are composed of these student activity packets. This would be the first kind of lesson on your money and social media. And I have a visual here so you can see what these packets look like within a Google Doc. They're really nicely put together. There's space for typing in answers. If you were going to do the traditional pencil and paper, you might want to add in a couple more spaces, but they link everything directly in, again, making it a great connection to Google Classroom. Each of the activity packets has several, at least 5 or 6 components. So like you can see here, they have a prompt that starts everything. The video we had just watched with an accompanying article and questions to answer. Another video influencing the influencers, really talking about that influencer culture, man, that just drives us to spend. An article called "A Social Media Break Could Save You Money," and then they all end with sort of an activity, a teacher-led activity. So there's a lot of different components here. You can see you can really pick and choose what you want. This doesn't have to be an entire lesson. It could just be one video as some bell work, or maybe you need some emergency subplans. Now you have an entire day of learning. So there's a lot of different ways these materials can fit into your classroom and the time that you have.